Welcome to another day in the deer hunting woods here in South Carolina. This is Barry Brown with the Make Every Day an Adventure channel, and we're deer hunting this morning from this stand here. You probably can't see much now. You can't see much of it, but let me show you what kind of vantage point we have here this morning. It's a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky. I spooked a couple of young ones on the way in here this morning, which is getting to be the norm. But let's see what might come up in the next few minutes. Just saw one young doe go back behind me in the thick woods right here. Not much else going on other than that right now, but you never know. That young doe ended up back in here, coming across this way. Maybe there'll be a buck in a minute and come following after her. Got all kind of squirrels and junk going on now. Not seeing much, so let's get on down out of the stand and see if we can find anything somewhere else in the woods. All right, I'm down out of my stand. Leaving my jacket. It's getting warm. Let's take a walk on down further in the woods. Let's see if anything else comes up. Not much getting in my peanut butter in there. Figured at least the raccoons would get all over that. And the deer hadn't touched it hardly. Very surprising. So let's go on in here and find us a spot to stand. There was a fairly fresh scrape right over here not long ago, a couple of weeks ago. But so many leaves have fallen, it's covering it all up. So let's just keep on hoofing it down the trail. I need to check all the camera cards anyway. I don't really want to shoot anything this far off from the house. I don't have my four-wheeler with me. So maybe we can just inspect an animal or two if something pops up. We'll keep walking. Well, there's a good sign. Buck's been tearing that tree up. Bound to be somewhere around in here. We'll just keep on walking. Usually end up spooking something through here. Whether it's a deer or turkeys or something. I have scared a bobcat back out this way 3 or 4 years ago. But I hadn't seen one before or since. But you can see the colors are still in place on the leaves, looking good. But there's a boatload up and down on the ground. And we haven't had any rain this week. It's been cold, especially at night. So you can hear every crunch of leaf there ever was out here. Not seen anything yet though. Still beautiful out here. But you can see a lot of the trees that have been torn down from Helene. Like you saw in last week's video, going through here. Got somebody in here playing above us up there. Straight in front of us is a big pasture, and that fence is broken somewhere, so hopefully I don't come across any cows out here. They have been getting loose. Let's see what we come up on. Down in here is where I often see something walking around. So I may just go back in here for a minute or two and see what we come up with. I really like using the Hunt Stand app to make sure I'm on our property all the time. I can highly recommend this app. I really do like it. You can see that blue dot. I'm right in the center of our property. Usually a pretty good spot in here. The creek, it kind of runs around this. Not much happening. So let's go put us out a little block in front of one of the cameras. One of those little deer blocks. This one is going to be a pear scent. Let's go walk over there and do that. We usually put some kind of salt block, mineral block in front of this camera right here, which is a great spot because a lot of deer come from that pasture right through here. And last year, we had put a persimmon block, but this year, we're going to try the Hardwood Ridge pear block, the mineral deer attractant. It's supposed to have all kind of minerals. And so, we're gonna leave this form and see how well it does. We'll find out next week how well it tracks them from that little camera right there. Since there's nothing out moving today, let's try out the Sig Sauer P938. We're gonna see, I know it'll do well with Blazer 124 grain. Let's see how well it does with Aguila 124 grain hollow points. I've had this Sig Sauer for 5 or 6 years probably. Carry it all the time. if I'm on the praise team at the church or whatever, anywhere. I got it in that little holster it was in a minute ago, all the time. And I sure am glad it has this extra length on the magazine. It's got one that doesn't, and one that does. One 6-shot and one 7-shot. This one, I always have this one in because I have pretty decent sized hands. So I have to have that to grab onto. But we got the 124 grain Blazer. Get ready to fire up. We're just going to shoot it from about 7 yards, 7 or 8, just so you can see how it does. All right, we got the 124 grain Blazer. 7-round magazine from Sig Sauer. Oops, upside down. Sig Sauer. Let's try it out. Hold open. We are good to go. Now let's try out the 124 grain Aguila hollow point, jacket hollow point. You can see that 124 grain Aguila jacketed hollow point. Got 7 in the magazine, good to go. Right, that first one, the first one after it shot, it hung up just a little bit. I don't think that's the ammo's fault. This gun, I haven't shot it in a little while, but we're loosening it up as we go. Let's try another magazine of the Aguila. Forgot to mention a minute ago, I've got that Crimson Trace laser on the end here. It's always worked real well. It does fine. I think the battery's apparently given out, but it's been in there a couple of years at least. So let's go ahead with another magazine full of 124 grain Aguila. Running great. I don't believe that was the ammo's fault for it hanging up a while ago. It was the gun. Since it hadn't been shot in a little while. Let's try, I'll alternate Aguila and Blazer ammo in the magazine and make sure it runs well. Sure it will. Let's try it again. Now what we're starting off with a Blazer. Then every other cartridge in there is the Aguila hollow point. Let's see, let's just dump it as quickly as we can and see how it does with that. I had no question it was going to work where it was supposed to. So I really do like that Aguila ammo. I always like the Blazer ammo and love the big Sig Sauer. Always been one of my favorites. Got the night sights And like I said, I've had it several years and have thoroughly enjoyed it. Carry it all the time. It's a super nice size for carrying, easy to carry, and a great pistol. Since the deer hunting was pretty slack today, always good to get out on the little range and play around, shoot some. Glad to get my Sig Sauer P938 back out. I should have lubed it up before I came out here, but I wanted to see how it was going to do after not being shot for several weeks. And as you could tell, it did pretty well. Obviously, that one hang up on the hollow points, I don't think that was the ammunition's fault. I think that was just a pretty dry gun. But works fine for me. I'll lube that thing up and be ready for it to do what it needs to when it needs to. Hey, thank you guys always for watching the channel. I hope you'll like this video. Hope you'll subscribe. I'm trying to get as many videos together as I can. I do this on my own, no sponsorships or anything. It's just from enjoying shooting and being out in the woods, hunting and everything. So I'm glad whenever you can join me. I appreciate you watching. Hope you know Jesus loves you. And let's go out and make every day an adventure. This is the day the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. Have a great rest of the day.